Nelly. Jeez, my princess is quite the fauna. Is that bad? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. To refer to yourself as a princess is usually a bad sign. Hello there. I'm Ash Mannix, and I'm playing. Well, today I decided to play House in Fata Morgana. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but this is a game that I've been actually wanting to play for a while. Had it on my kind of Steam. I had it on a wish list. It was actually a recommendation from one of the commenters on my previous videos. I will hopefully when I edit this I'll show him. So cheers for the recommendation. Just bought it today. Looks interesting, visual novel, my type of stuff. I'm gonna play this on my own, so I won't have Cooksel with me. So just open up a fresh can of Coke. I think we'll jump right into this. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you? I don't think you can. I suppose it's not that important. So let's see. Let me just check the config here. Oh, now you can see the mouse, weirdly enough. Text display rate. So sound effects, background music. Maybe just bring it down a tad. Keep that to 90 and that to 90. I actually had an issue in my last video I did with Cookso, who put mute on Uncle Marcus. Hentai Hero pointed out that the audio was a bit off. I think the music audio was too low. I'll double check when I do this to make sure. I try not to rush things out, but let's get into this. Ooh, thunder. Produced by Novek Tackle. Don't really know much about this game, besides just it being really good. I did look this up on, there's like a top 10 list or something of visual novels, and it was quite high on that list. I end up just doing Google searches, and so lazy. I need to get better at this. There is a house, okay, that sits beyond dark, dense woods. Like the world fading into view after a dream. This music's really nice. That old mansion appears before you. Without realizing it. You instinctively accept as truth the events unfolding before you. The house lives in perpetuity, an amalgam of myriad fates and generations. No one knows who's first said. That the mansion was cursed. That was an interesting intro. I really like this music. I think one of the trailers they had on the Steam page for this, I think the first one had this music in the background. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And I like the art and the kind of setting of like old age Europe. Must be the industrial age if they've got steam engines. It's a bit different from your, well, the last game Cook's been playing has Chaos Child, so this is a little bit different. The House in Fata Morgana. For some reason I thought this was a Western developed game, and I've not checked into this, but I'm pretty sure this is in Japanese, so I'm assuming it's maybe just Japan. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Have mercy on me, O Father. And cast their souls into eternal damnation. Oh, that was kind of creepy. I was looking down upon a corpse. Oh, this must be the bit where I can click through. My own corpse. I was afflicted with great despair at the sight of it being dragged to the place of my crucifixion. My soul crumbled, and I was wholly extinguished. Indeed, I did once lose everything. However, as I faded into darkness everlasting, I heard a voice calling out to me, and so I vowed once more that no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume, I shall come back for you, that I must return to that house. So I ask of you, please wait until this mutilated body arrives there once more. Oof, liking the setting for this. This is living up to my expectations, though I didn't really have many. Let's see. Your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. With each new breath, feeling gradually return to your fingers. Master, you could hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Master? And the sound of a crackling fire. Wake up, Master. Creak, creak, creak. Wake up. Oh, fire burning, love it. When you came to, you were rocking back and forth in a rocking chair. The room was dimly lit. Aside from the flickering of the fireplace, there was no other illumination. No light shone through the closed windows. There was only the pitter-patter of rain on the glass. It was as though the whole mansion has been enveloped in darkness. Who's this? Oh, splendid. You have finally awoken. Someone called out to you. You were about to search the room, but that turned out to be unnecessary. The source of the voice was crouching beside the chair, looking up at you with emerald eyes. Oh. Oh. Good morning, Master. Oh, so I get to choose. Morning? What is the matter? Are you still waking up? You seem rather drowsy. Come on, you must gather yourself. Though I am glad to hear your voice. I have simply been waiting so long for this moment. Tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring it was ready for your return, whenever that time may be. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart fluttered. The time had finally arrived. You were perplexed. This woman who looked like a maid seemed to know you, but you had no memory of her. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves if you would like. Or perhaps your tastes have changed since last we met. Tell me, Master, what would you like? Beg your pardon. I allowed myself to get too excited, but I hope you will be sympathetic, Master. I'm just utterly elated that I could see you again. The woman appeared to be genuinely delighted that you had awoken, but she seemed to lack the energy typical of her age. Or perhaps life was a more appropriate word than energy. But the gloom extended beyond the maid. It seemed to encompass the entire mansion. The plaster walls illuminated by the fireplace and the rose engravings in the ebony pillars felt vaguely familiar, but a crushing sense of claustrophobia overpowered that familiarity. It seemed as though the house wasn't interested in accepting you just yet. Oh my, you do know who I am. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are either? That is quite the predicament. If you cannot remember who you are, then who am I to serve? The woman's face was pale, almost as though she... A faint chill ran down your spine. You are the master of this house, though it would seem you have no memories of such. Quite the dilemma. If you know not who you are, then you are no different than a stranger to me, no? Indeed, you have returned. But from where? That I cannot say. Then how about this? I am a servant of this mansion, and as such, I am familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. That will surely allow you to recall who you are. The freshly awakened gears in your head began to turn as you mulled things over. The maid had called you the master of this house, but without a single mirror in the room, you had no way of seeing what you looked like. Unable to decide, you reflexively nodded. Let us be off then. And fear not. I merely entreat you not to let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Your hand in hers, you followed the maid's lead through the hall. The air within the mansion was oppressive, as though a black miasma hovered within. The house was bleak and barren, hardly a trace of colour to be found. You came across an open window. Beyond it lay nothing but darkness. Neither sunlight nor moonlight could be seen. There was no chirping birds, no rustling grass, no signs of life at all. Everything that would normally give colour to the world had vanished entirely. The only other presence was that of the maid. Following her lead, you proceeded through the mansion. After some time, you arrived at a double door. The glass within shattered. The door, once pure white, had long since faded into a dull grey. It appeared to lead to the back garden. You could hear children laughing on the other side. Though it is in the state you now see it, a beautiful, beautiful garden once lay beyond these doors. The owner of the time enjoyed gathering rare species of rose from all across the world. At its grandest, it seemed every flower was in constant competition for the most majestic bloom. Would you like to see this wonderful era of splendour and prosperity? I very much hope it is to your liking, master. The maid opened the doors to the back garden. A sudden gust of wind brushed across your face, forcing you to close your eyes as you followed the maid out the doors. When you next opened your eyes, the world was no longer blanketed in shadows. The first door. So let's see, we have a maid. We are supposedly the master of this house. And it sounds like we've came back from the dead, and the maid might have been undead or something as well. Move the cursor to the bottom right corner of the screen to display the in-game menu. You can see... Right, wait. Bottom. Wait, what? To the bottom. Move the cursor to the... Oh, okay. So let's save. Save in the first place. Save Rose Manor and Sloan. Yes, let's do that. What does lock do? Lock? Okay, I think that's back. I can skip auto window. All right, okay. Backlog config, so that can dig back here. Game. I don't know what that is. Okay, cool. hmm. The mansion had an alluring air of beauty about it in that era. It was almost like something out of a fairy tale. This period of history could perhaps be described as a symphony of destruction, as a cumbersome principles of old came crashing down. Freed from the day-to-day oppression of these antiquated precepts, the people seemed to hark back to the more poetic, expressive ways of old. They took these newly blossoming emotions in hand, and with them they wrote literature, painted portraits, composed theatre, and found love. Even the church, which had maintained authority throughout the Middle Ages, embraced the changing times, adopting the culture's flowering sense of aesthetic. War would break out not 20 years from then, plucking the ripened era from the tree of history. But that is of no concern to us now. At the time, it was still what people refer to as the Golden Age, a period of furor for all who were there. Interesting music. Now let us take a slight detour. No, we will not be changing locations. This is a tale about the mansion, from beginning to end. We will, however, be moving through time. Time? Interesting. So we're in this mansion. This whole story is going to be set in the mansion. And we're moving through time. And we're potentially undead. And I do like this maid. She is extremely attractive. And, I mean, I'm a sucker for any attractive woman. I'm pathetic. But anyway. Let's see. Say, about 8 years into the past. So we can time travel. A very wealthy family lived in the house then. The mother and father, brother and sister, all had distinctive, beautiful flaxen hair. I was always enamoured by their hair. I wonder what flaxen means. Does that mean fair? By contrast, mine is the colour of a wet crow. Oh, must be fair then, or white. See, there I am, standing around looking rather a fool. I was happy back then. And what reason did I have not to be, afforded the opportunity to attend to such a beautiful home? So I poured my heart into serving that family. Listen closely if you would. That soft, fleeting sound that could only be a young girl singing. Can you hear it? Okay. La la la, la la la. The girl you see cheerfully picking crimson roses and singing like a songbird was called Nelly. Not Maria. Sorry, I'm an echo reference. Maria. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nelly was deeply fond of the house's garden, and she would often spend her afternoons there. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloomed in the garden. They were given the utmost care and even had their thorns removed. So young Nelly would not hurt herself, naturally. The light brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang. Her voice was like music played by fairies. Nay, the sight of her was like an angel descended from heaven. Oh dear, please don't look at me like that. Are you one of those women? I admit I was being rather fanciful. But what is a woman if not fanciful? Okay. Little bird, singing night and day. For your little birdie hearts, sing your woes away. Pretty flowers all around the little birds. And even when the sun comes up. Oh, dearest Mel, I've forgotten what comes next. Are you listening? Oh, right, who's this character? Nelly was, as a matter of fact, not the only visitor to the Rose Garden that day. She always came with her older brother, Mel. The young siblings were inseparable. Mel adored his little sister, who in turn pined for his attention. The sight of the two innocent children cuddling together, not yet shackled by fear for the future, was truly heartwarming. Ah, to be young and naive. That day, Mel was sitting in the shade of a tree reading a book. As I am sure you are aware, in their time, books could not yet be mass-produced. What he was reading had been copied by a scribe. I presume he had borrowed it from the church. The book, having passed through many hands over many years, was visibly worn, but I suppose that just speaks to its importance. It was, in fact, a Latin grammar textbook he was reading. Mel was a clever boy. He had attended church from a very young age, where a priest would instruct him in Latin grammar. So at that time, I believe he was capable of reading even advanced texts. Oh, dearest Mel, please. Well, Mel doesn't look like he's in the mood. The young girl approached her brother, who was consumed by the text. In her hands, she carried a large pile of rose petals. Though his sister's shadow overlapped with the trees, the boy still did not notice. So Nelly puffed her cheeks, thrust out her slender arms, and let the petals fall. Ah! Look, your head is covered in roses, Mel. Oh, this sister is an annoying sister. One of those sisters. Oh Nelly, you got petals on the book. This isn't mine, I can't afford to let it get dirty. It's your fault, dearest Mel. I tried to get your attention. And besides, flowers won't get a book dirty. I must raise the white flag. When did my little lady find herself such a sharp wit? While waiting for you, dearest Mel, I waited, and you didn't so much as glance at me. I'll be an adult by the time you're done reading that book. Wow, that soon? That soon? Mother says girls grow up fast. I don't want to... Yeah, well, they did. Children grew up very fast back in those days. Especially with, there now being no child labour laws. Haha, she may be right. In that case, we should do something together before you're all grown up. Surely you won't play with me any longer when you become an adult. That's not true. I'll still play with you, even when I'm growing up. But grown-ups don't play, Nelly. Fine, I'll stay a child forever then. Didn't you just say you were about to grow up? You're so mean, Mel. I'm sorry. Please don't pout, my little lady. It's kind of weird. I suppose this is normal talk between, rich kids. Back in the day, but I don't know, it's a bit weird to call your sister my little lady. Yeah. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I should call my brother, my younger brother, my little lady. See how he reacts to that. Probably not well. How about this? To make it up to you, I'll play whatever you want today. Really? Do you mean it? I want to play make-believe. Make-believe? Make-believe! I will be a princess taken captive by an evil kingdom, and you, dearest Mel, will be my valiant knight. Wait, is she a Brokon? And then you turn into a prince when you rescue me. Yeah, she is. A knight can become a prince? Impressive. They can. Knights and princes both have to be charming. So of course they can. Which is why it must be you, dearest Mel. No one else can be my prince or my knight. This is super creepy. While he may have appeared outwardly embarrassed as his rose-cheeked sister proclaimed prattlingly, I'm certain he was smiling on the inside. After a few moments, he meekly knelt, bringing himself to eye level with Nelly and gently stroking her soft hair. Right, 1 second. I'm in my ears. This music is a bit too loud. Right. Alright then. You're my princess, Nelly. And just not anyone's princess, dearest Mel, but yours alone. Oh. So, don't be anyone else's prince but mine, okay? Nelly. Jeez, my princess is quite the fauna. Is that bad? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. To refer to yourself as a princess is usually a bad sign. But you're a kid, I'll let you off. If you do it as an adult, that's when things get weird. Does that make you dislike me? Not at all. I'm proud to have you as my sister, Nelly. Oh, did you just... sisters on her? You mean more to me than anything in the world, my dear princess. I love you, dear Smell. You'll always be my prince, forever and ever. What is this sibling relationship? They should be fighting with each other constantly. This is not real. Her mood quite improved. Nelly began humming the melody of the song she had forgotten the lyrics to. Holding the skirt of her dress out from her body, the young girl pranced about the rose garden. Mel, his eyes on her back, gave a little shrug. Oh, Nelly, don't come crying to me if you trip running like that. But Mel was not entirely disapproving of his sister's excitement. He carefully brushed aside the petals on his book, sat in the shade of the tree, and began chasing after Nelly. They were picturesque siblings, brimming with hope. Picturesque is definitely the word for this. Like, no one's like this in real life, man. And at this time in their lives, there was nothing to jeopardize that hope. This feels like foreshadowing. Again, bad vibes here. Bad vibes. Would it not be wonderful if children could stay children forever, Master? I mean, it would be... I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a nice thing. Oh, isn't it nice if they stayed innocent forever? But in reality, I don't know. I'm just picturing... Well, I'm a man-child. you should grow up. Definitely grow up. As I see it, though, the pleasant, gentle times in our lives have value because they come to an end. That is very fit. That's true. Like, we enjoy the good things in life because we have the bad things to contrast them against. If everything was just good, it wouldn't have the same effect. We need that contrast to put things into perspective, I think. Wouldn't you agree? Time continues to flow, impartial and without exception. And as such, everyone's childhood comes to an end. Be that as it may, does time also flow at the same speed for each individual? Wait, is she calling out that I'm a man-child? I mean, shit, she knows. Like, time has passed, but I have not matured. Is this what she's trying to at? Now let us take a trip down the river of time. I would be very much delighted if we could remain at this point in time, but unfortunately we cannot. Please, do not let go of my hand, Master. Is this our youth? I wonder if this is our main character's childhood. I'm trying to think, because she's trying to remind us, trying to jog our memory of who we are. So I'm assuming this has got at least... Oh, maybe this is me. Maybe he's me or the girl is me. I don't know which. I'll be on my way, my way then. Oh, you usually stay for longer. Yes, I have an errand to run today. Thank you for your time, as always. Would you like the book back sometime next week? Next week or the week after. Hold on to it as long as you'd like. But surely there are others who want to use it. None as sharp as you, Mel. Put yourself in my shoes and you'll understand. I want to give you any advantage you can get. Oh, do you not believe me? No, I believe you, Father. And I mean to do whatever I can not to disappoint you. That's the spirit. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm proud to have you as my pupil. Ah yes, and Mel, do consider what we were talking about. Going to university? Indeed. If you do, I can introduce you to some accomplished instructors. There is very little left for me to teach you, and I believe you would make a fine priest. It's an honourable thing, Mel, to devote yourself to the service of our Lord. I'll give it some thought. If you'll excuse me then, I'll see you again. Our doors are always open. Farewell. Ooh, close call, man. Oof. Whether it's in the service of God or the service of the church, it is an honourable profession. But theology, I wouldn't mind attending university, but I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to do something different. Something more befitting of the times. As for what, though, I'm stumped. I feel like this is a general issue that most, young adults have before going off to further education or work. What do I do with my life? And then to be forced to make a decision and then to do a degree or some sort of higher education or to go into a field. I think to do a degree and to expect to then follow that career path. I think it's you don't have to, but you feel that you have to. Or a lot of people, at least I did. And that's a dangerous thing. I changed career fairly recently and I'm much happier for it. And I think the realization that you don't, whether you start work straight after school or you go on to some sort of higher education, you don't have to stick into the field that you first go into. Because as an adult, you can make more, as you experience more, I don't know, you just make more and you can make a more informed decision. I mean, it's still it's a big ask. The question is always, if I change what I'm doing now, will I actually be happier? And I won't know till I try. And in a sense, I was kind of pushed. I am happier for it, but it was yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm fucking going off on a tangent. Yeah, the decisions forced upon youth. But I need to make up my mind soon. If I drag my feet for too long, even my father is liable to grow impatient. Mercy me. Young sire, blessed young sire, alms for the poor. Ah, beggar. If I'm not mistaken, he's been outside the church since last week. Alms. The way he shakes his head, you can get a glimpse of his forehead under his hood. He's completely bald. I don't like bald people for some reason. Buy yourself some bread with this. Ah, thank you very much. May the Lord bless your soul. Thanks. The Lord. Oh no. Now he's going to be cross if I don't hurry home. Curses, and it looks like it's going to rain. Where's my umbrella? Master! Oh, thank goodness. You appear to have a firm grasp on your consciousness. I was afraid you had accidentally let go of my hand. Eh, what? Now, Master, this is about the period of time I truly wish to show you. The boy reading in the rose garden was now a fine young man. Nonetheless, he still bore the same gentle eyes as before, and he would from time to time show remnants of that innocent young boy. He was, in his own mind, still making the transition into adulthood, I suspect. Mel frequently visited the church on Sundays to participate in Mass, of course, but more often to be tutored by the priest. In addition, he also attended a private school run by an eminent marquis. Though it was not a school where students had desks and sat in rows, they studied at the marquis's estate. Secondary and higher education was not the same as it is today, and Mel was considering university. The priest wanted to recruit him to the church, but Mel was having difficulty deciding what he should do. That he had such a choice is envious, is it not? Sometimes too much choice can be more of a burden than having one choice. Good afternoon. I'm here to pick up my order. Is it ready? Aye, ready and waiting, young Master Rhodes. Oh, don't call me young master, please. I beg your pardon? Can't you see to get me head out of the past? Your order's right here, sir. Mel had stopped at a jewellery store in the centre of town on his way back from the church. The building was both a workshop and storefront, and the nobles of the area were deeply fond of the master's wares. He was so skilled, even the royal family had commissioned work from him. As a matter of fact, the wooden sign out front was engraved with a replica of a piece of his jewellery said to be on display in the palace. As artistry flourished in this golden age, the number of shops selling luxurious items, such as jewellery, rose in kind. However, the clientele of these shops comprised a very narrow range of people. May I have a look? Of course, of course. Good, it came out just as I hoped. Splendid work. Hehehe. Can't afford to disappoint a loyal customer like yourself. An admirable work ethic. I'm sure she'll love it. Such a kind lad, young master. My boy back home could do well to learn a thing or two from you. Every man ought to show women some cordiality. Coming home to a cold fireplace is a sad thing indeed. Again, please don't call me young master. My apologies. I'll take this and be on my way then. Good day. If you find yourself in need of aught else, just let me know. I can make any jewellery you ask for. Come to me and your sweetheart's day will be sure as Maid. And I guarantee the two of you will have all sorts of fun when you give it to her. But please, I don't have a sweetheart. Well, that's a surprise. I'm sure many girls are vying for your hand too, young Mr. Rhodes. A fine family, good looks, charming. And your future's all but... I'll be on my way then. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Good day. Come by again anytime. Goodness. Maybe I'll say I want to study abroad or something. Patient as my father may be, that would certainly anger him. I can hear it now. You're wasting your God-given talents, boy. I could renounce my name and rank, go somewhere far away. That sounds like the kind of plan Nelly would come up with. As he drew closer to the mansion, the rich fragrance of roses grew more prominent. Over time, this distinctive scent had led visitors to refer to the house as Rose Manor. It was also probably a play on the flaxen-haired family's last name, Rhodes, which you heard the owner of the jewellery store say just moments earlier. Let's see. I'm just going to take a quick break, a quick pause. And that's me back. Where was I? Yeah, I said that, but didn't I? Look. The mansion looked quite different than it does now, no? No thickets of ivy covering the walls, and no rotten, broken doors to be found. I wonder what the Rhodes family would think if they saw the house in its present tragic condition. The sight of their abundantly blooming roses, a veritable symbol of prosperity, long since withered and turned into soil. My apologies, I got a little sentimental there. Let us forget, for a moment, about our own time. I suppose I stayed out a little too long. Oh well, the sun still shines high in the sky. I'm sure it's... Dearest Mel, what took you so long? Wherever have you been? I've been waiting forever. Nelly, you're not in the house? Nope, you were taking so long I decided to wait by the gate. But you didn't even notice me at all. Is that any way to treat a lady? All that studying's got your head stuck up in the clouds. No, it hasn't, really. Also, you're heavy. Could you please get off my back? Heavy? I've been gradually reducing the amount of sweets I eat, and I love sweets, to maintain my figure for a new dress, and you call me heavy? I didn't catch that. Were you saying a tongue twister? You're such a dimwit, Mel. Jerk, blockhead, weakling. Baka! And obnoxious to boot. Whatever happened to the delightful little girl who was once my sister? She'd probably throw a fit if I said that out loud. Should you really be outside, Nelly? You are the star of today's event. Fine. They can call it a birthday party, but I know it's just about fraternising. It's obvious that what Father's true motives are. He'll be gathering a bunch of boys from good families to look for someone to marry me off to. I have no interest in that at all. Don't be like that, Nelly. They're all here for you. At least enjoy what you can of the party. Urgh. I guess, and besides, it's not completely terrible. Look at this, dearest Mel. What do you think? What do I think? About what? That was a bad move, mate. The dress. Obviously, it's the dress and probably the hair. About what? Mel? My new dress! It arrived. I'm wearing it. How could you not notice? I did notice it was something I hadn't seen before, but you have so many dresses now. So, oh, digging that hole. But this is the dress I made just for today. I had made just for today. Look at the colours, they're so pretty. It's the work of a renowned dyer. And this belt is just lovely. You see how it comes together to form a butterfly? Oh. Oh, I'm just absolutely in love with it. I think I'll be wearing this dress for a while to come. So tell me, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Yeah, it does. It's pretty. In some ways, I guess she's still a delightful little girl. Oh, dearest Mel, I love you. Ski desu. Oh shit. Whoa, don't jump on me like that. Ah! My, you dropped something. Oh wait, no, it's... And what have we here? Wait, hold on, no, you can't have that yet. Is it a present? Give it back. I was going to give that to you later. I knew it, it's for me, and just what could it be? Hey, don't open it. What's the big deal? It's going to be mine soon anyway, isn't it? Ooh, I love it. A rose necklace. And this design is from the jeweller the royal family uses. Oh, my dearest Mel. You had this made just for me? Oh, jeez. Oh, wait. It defeats the purpose if you open it before the party. Happiness is always better sooner rather than later, Mel. Just give it to me now. I don't want to wait. I think I'll put it on right away. There, how does it look? It looks lovely. My prince is still the sweetest in all the land. Cringe. Don't make such weird noises. Oh, but why not? A prince always knows exactly what his princess wants. Oh, this is getting incesty. I mean, it was kind of hinted towards incesty at the start, but now that they're like teenagers now, I'm assuming. Or on the cusp of being teenagers. Not good. And this princess wanted some rose jewellery to go with her new dress. Understand? Jeez, I sure don't have it easy playing your prince, Nelly. It might be about time you found a new one. What? A prince is a prince because you can't just find one standing on the street corner. If you want to retire, dearest Mel, you're going to have to wait another 10 years. What? That's a weird and specific time frame. That's a long time. Or, if you find yourself a new princess. I mean, so she's alright with us falling in love with someone else then? So this is not incesty? I'm not, so... You're about as romantic as a rock, dearest Mel. But worry not, your adorable sister will always be your princess. All of this makes me feel a bit queasy. What more could you want? Okay. Are you really allowed to be the judge of that? I mean more to you than any other girl in the world, do I not? Then that makes me your perfect princess. Hey, what was with that laugh? And it'll all be over soon, laugh and it'll all be over soon, laugh. You're always telling me I mean more than anyone to you. Yes, you do. More than anyone in the world, my beloved baby sister. I'll take good care of the necklace. Thank you, my dearest Mel. Well, if you're happy with it, then so am I. You're very welcome. Now, back into the house with you. Can't have a party without the guest of honour. Do you know if anyone else is here yet? Nope. I imagine they'll be here soon, though. Were you down at the church again today, Mel? Yeah, there was something I didn't know how to translate, so I went to look it up. Wow, so diligent. Diligent. I can't say I really like the priest there personally. Actually, I kind of feel the same way. What? Really? Why? Well, you know, I have my reasons. Man, that is ominous. So even you don't always like the priest, huh? Let's skip Mass and Sunday then. Ooh, we can go play. No skipping church. As grew the brother, so too did the sister. That day, Nelly would be turning 14. Yep, teenager. And Mel, 3 years her senior, was 17. You saw it with your own eyes, so you know just how much she has changed. She was always a cute little girl, and she grew into an even more beautiful young woman. Though she was only 14, she was well on her way to becoming a fine lady. As for her character, well... But a girl like that has her own charms, would you not say? Oh, what, are we just gonna like... freaking... ignore the character aspects here? Okay. Drifting down the river of time, the two siblings matured into healthy young adults, but the core of their relationship did not change in the slightest. Melly was very much attached to her brother, Rokon, and as much as Mel complained, he still cared deeply for his sister. Around the time the sun had begun to set, carriages started lining up outside as well-dressed aristocrats. Aristocrats? Freudian slip. Aristocrats made their way into the house. As Nelly had suspected, the majority of them were boys. Thirsty boys, stay away from my sister! What's this? Yes, I understand. You don't need to say anything more. Rose Manor, right? Okay, we'll go together. Who is this? Me, alone? No, please don't make me. The inhabitants of Rose Manor are surely living quite contented lives. And I'm sure they don't remember a thing. Oh, this was ominous. The House in Fata Morgana. And I think I'm going to stop it there at this point. I think this is a good stopping point. So this was The House in Fata Morgana. I'm really enjoying this. I like the setting, it's interesting. Brother and sister relationship, a little bit creepy, but you know, it's not gotten incesty Alabama style yet. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, I like this. I'm enjoying it. I thought there was going to be voice acting. I feel like I've seen a version of this that had voice acting, but that's fine. I like doing the voices, even though I can't do female voices to save my life. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you liked it, leave a like or whatever, or a dislike if you disliked it. I appreciate, you know, comments, good or bad. And I do plan to like play through this kind of on my own. Without Kuxel. This will be my thing. So yeah. Hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye bye.